So we're on our way down to Rostemeyer's Harley Davidson, coming through the campground here, and I saw this Ironhead caught my eye. I was like, damn, look at this thing. I had to go over and check it out. Anthony's the builder of it. There's a bunch of special features on here Anthony can tell you about. How you doing, Anthony?
Good. Ken, I appreciate you stopping, man. Thank you so much for doing that, dude.
Where you from?
I'm actually from Jersey City, New Jersey.
I'm from Jersey too.
Small
Clifton.
world.
Awesome, we're brothers, man.
That's awesome.
Yep, my family, Main Street, Clifton. That's where we're from. Yeah.
Small world. I'm hanging out with my buddy over here in graphics.
Awesome.
Doing this thing, man. And we're running with the Ty Davis number 6.
So I dig this setup here.
Together.
What kind of front end is that? Looks like it's off a motocross bike.
35 millimeter.
35 millimeter Harley front end, but with a dirt bike front tire.
Dirt bike front tire.
That's badass.
Man. We painted it all white, man, because they don't serve them there. So
I love the engine's really unique on this. This is the followers that know me on YouTube know this is my all-time favorite engine, the Ironhead. Because to me, when you look at this is what if you close your eyes and think, what does a Harley motor supposed to look like? This is it. But there's a real special feature on this that I'll let Anthony explain. Anthony, tell me what you did to this motor.
Well, as everyone knows, all these cases usually come together with the trans box and everything here as one unit. Harley casted that, from 50s all the way to K model, back up here to the 80s and into the Evos, but we actually divorced it, so they say, and we cut the motor in half and the transmission box off, if you will, and we installed a 77 kick-only shovelhead transmission in there.
How many are out there on the planet like this? Because I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've ever seen one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a handful, especially people that retain the dual chain.
When you say you cut the transmission, did you actually have to machine the back of the block?
Yeah, you know what? Surprisingly, man, we went at it with a Sawzall, very homegrown, and then flap wheeled it back to the case. It's all in there.
That's badass, man. So this is major surgery. They cut the transmission and primary off of a Sportster, put an open dry clutch primary on it with a shovel head transmission, which is just badass. With suicide shift too.
Yes, sir. Yeah, made the jockey shift all by hand, whittled that down of a doorknob. Foot clutch as well, and then an old knucklehead generator. And then what we did for the crank is we actually knocked out the compensator in the shovel head crankcase, and we lathed down the Ironhead crankcase. Put those gears inside of each other.
Yep.
Switch from triple chain to dual chain, so we got the right pitch. And get everything together, run the oath and baskets. Tim and Tyler over at TC Bros hooked us up with the hardtail and everything like that.
Yeah, the frame caught my eye too. It's a thicker gauge. The frame tube looks thicker than most of the Ironhead choppers or hardtails I've seen. And you got the twisted iron on the front there.
That was a tribute over there to Indian Larry, man. Same thing as the tank. We dished it with the shattered opal. We did the oak leaf Jane Davison did for Willie G's grandfather back in the day. So it's got some substance. And then underneath it,
the tank's badass, man.
Yeah, thank you. Underneath it's signed by everybody that helped us do it, man.
Wow,
Steven
look at that.
He's a big chief content curator at the time for Hot Bike, Lowrider magazine. I mean, every other magazine.
This has probably been in a lot of magazines in the area.
It's been all over the place. Like you said, there's only a handful of them. Not too many people put them together.
How long did it take you to build it, start to finish?
90 days for the initial build process, and then just recently she went back under the knife. And so we'd say overall creative process about 14 to 16 months.
How many hours? You got a little over a year of labor into it, so hundreds and hundreds of hours, right?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's gone in. We did everything by hand. The air cleaner's old Schwinn bicycle horn fountain brand. We gutted, took the bell out of there.
That's badass.
Let her breathe some air. And then,
that's off a Schwinn bicycle?
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
That's really cool. 57. What kind of car? That's a shorty?
Yep. S&S Super E.
How many cc's is the motor?
1,000. We're getting ready to punch out. We're going to do 1340 shovel heads.
Badass.
So I'm excited about it, man.
It's awesome.
It's going to be really, really cool, man. Other than that, man, she's homegrown. We did some trick stuff with some air fittings here for the passenger pegs.
Very cool.
Very cool. To keep everything nice and tight, man. Yeah. You leave them up front like a gold tooth.
A lot of thought.
Yeah, we kind of used what we had to us, man. I think back in the day, that's how it was done.
Yep.
And really, it's interesting what kind of stuff you can yield to get the right people on the project at the right time. So.
Very cool.
I'm pretty excited about it, man. I got the rear fender in the front end from Bill Dodge. He used to work out there with Jesse James and my buddy Chad Chambers helped me paint the tank.
What's that? What's it say on the painting on the side of the fender? I mean on the wheel tire.
Oh, that's actually my brand name, man. I own a clothing brand. It's called Poor Star. We do a bunch of textile.
Poor Star?
Yep, limited products, man. It's like Rockstar.
Hey, do you have a card on you?
I do not, man. I have everybody else's card but mine.
Okay.
Yeah. But I do have social media, man. You can follow me at Poor Star. That's at POORSTAR.
Yeah, we'll check it out. We're putting a gift shop in the New England Motorcycle Museum. We're going to carry Sick Boy and a few other brands.
Really?
So maybe we should.
Absolutely.
You definitely should come up to some of our events this summer. We have bike nights. We just finished. We worked closely with the state of Connecticut, and we bought an old factory. We bought an 1814 factory that was abandoned for 60 years.
That's awesome.
And we gutted it right down to bones and restored it.
That's awesome.
We opened the museum there last fall in October.
I love people that are breathing life into old stuff, man. I heard somebody's actually trying to do something there at the Packard Museum as well.
Yeah, they are. I heard about that too.
That crossway just collapsed, and I think it's neat that people are trying.
The Packard Museum is actually they call it industrial tourism.
Yeah.
Where they didn't even restore the factory. They just set up a safe path path through it,
Right.
and they're selling tickets to go in and check it out.
What a small world, man.
Which
I
is
think
awesome.
Awesome.
So that's what I've been doing for 7.5 years. I've dedicated my whole life to it.
That's awesome.
And our first, we're doing bike nights, which will be live music. We
Right.
I just hired a Grateful Dead tribute band today,
Yep.
actually, and we've got a Poison tribute band. We've got mostly cover bands. You know, we're not quite ready to have ZZ Top show up, but
man,
we'll work
there's
up to
nothing wrong
it.
with that. I
So
love that, dude. I think the independent stuff now is kind of where it's going. You know, it's with digital media taking over and all that stuff. It's kind of nice to have like a smaller footprint, essentially, man, because you put that much more into it. Like with my brand, we do a lot of quality control, so we get a great packaging experience. You know,
so your brand
great
again for the fans again is
it's Poorstar, Poorstar. You know what I'm saying? Like poverty.
Poorstar.com.
Yeah, you can find us at Poorstar on Instagram.
And they can buy your clothing brand on
and
there.
They can buy us right on there, man. It's
Awesome.
48 pieces only. We have a reserve list. They sell out quick. So
You have any
go on there,
pictures? You should put a picture of
sign
this
up.
on one of your pieces.
Yeah, man, they're all over there, dude. We do a lot of really, really cool stuff. Our last release, we did real $1 bills. All these head labels.
Awesome.
One of them had a $100 bill. We tuck in usually a pair of Vans shoes with it. We got a great relationship with them. I'm actually doing some
Excellent.
customs recently. So
Do you go to Laconia for Bike Week at all?
yeah, Laconia is a good spot of mine, man.
Dude, we're having an event called Rockstock. It's
Really?
the weekend before. We planned it this way. We're working with the people from Americade and Harley Davidson,
Yeah.
and we have 21 bands coming on May 31st, June 1st, and June 2nd. So it's a 3-day event. 21 bands. We own a 50-acre farm about 4 miles from the museum. We have an 11 acres at the museum, so there'll be a big camp out. And Doug Danger's coming up to do a jump.
That sounds like my kind of party, man.
So and then on
The old factories and
Yeah.
the venues and all the bands.
Oh yeah, and we'll have a lot of old bikes like this there, and there'll be a bike show. There'll be stunt riders. There'll be
Right.
Doug doing a jump. There'll be a blessing of the bikes.
And that's actually used to ride sport bike freestyle for a long time before I started my brand. I separated DC, and we used to do a lot of stuff with Go Fast Energy Drink.
If you can come up, consider yourself invited. If you want to
Thank
set
you
up
so
a
much.
booth and bring your gear, 53
Yeah.
Graphics, you have plenty of vendor spots
Yeah,
available.
absolutely.
We're shooting for 10,000 people for this weekend. It's gonna be a big event.
I hope
And
you
then
guys do 20,000.
yeah, also, and then on Sunday, most of the guys, a lot of them are heading to Americade, and then Americade ends. Our events ending on Sunday. Americade starts on Tuesday, and then the following weekend's Laconia. So we're trying to catch a lot of people on the way up to Americade
man,
or
I
Laconia.
think you guys got some strategy, which is good, and some structure, which a lot of people lack. So.
Well, hey man, it was really awesome meeting you, a brother from Jersey.
Absolutely, man.
So,
I appreciate you guys stopping, man, and I'm glad we could show it to some other people out there. I know there's a lot of
Awesome.
enthusiasts that'd be into that.
Here,
thing,
take a little video. Yeah.
And,
This is my boy from Jersey right here.
Kid.
Look him up online,
rolled up on me, man.
Poorstar.com, and buy some gear from him. Hopefully they'll come to one of our events.
Hey.
And we're both Jersey boys. I'm from
it.
Clifton, Main Street,
Yeah,
Clifton.
yeah.
And
Jersey City.
Jersey City.
That's it. There you go.
And we love the old Ironheads
My
rub
friend.
on us together.
Thank you so much.
All right, God
Thank
bless
you
you.
so much, man. Likewise, thanks
Yep.
for stopping, man. It was cool talking with you guys, and we'll see you over there.
I
at the
will
event.
definitely put a plug in for your brand, and hopefully we'll help bring some business your way.
Absolutely.
Enjoy Bike Week, and God bless America.
Thank you, man. Likewise.